Hi, everybody. Um, guess you noticed I have my hair in braided pigtails, and some people might be thinking, why are you doing that? Um, the answer is maybe just because I feel like it. You ever do something just because you feel like it? You ever do something and people think you did it for one reason, but really they had no idea why you did it? Well, the real reason I have my hair in braided pigtails is because it's really, really long. And when I sleep with my hair out, when it's really, really long, it gets into a tangled mess. And so I braid it like this. And the reason it's so long is because this year I decided to remember my grandmother. I'm going to show you a picture of my grandmother if I can. Okay. Do you see my grandmother there? She was a pretty cool lady. Um, she had four kids, and one of her kids, my uncle, before I met him, he died when he was in college. I'm actually named after him. And after her kids, most of her kids were grown and in college, she went back to school, to like Ivy League school, and got her law degree. And then she dedicated her life to protecting the rights of Native Americans by working for FEMA. Whenever there's a natural disaster, whenever something horrible happens to citizens in America, we have a team of caring adults that go and try to make sure everybody's okay. And her job was to make sure that everybody was also looking out for the Native Americans in those tragedies as well. And she told me so many stories of horrific things that happened, but beautiful things she was able to do. Um, well, you could see in the picture that she has these long braids, and she always liked it when I had long hair. And I remember when I would take trips to visit her, every night before bed, she would braid her hair like this. And so I decided to grow my hair out the way that Grandma liked this year because she died right before COVID-19 started. Yeah, she had a form of lung cancer that she actually picked up from the job site in FEMA, while working for FEMA. And because of some of the ways that our world works, nobody believed her when she said she was sick. She knew for years there was something wrong with her, but because of the color of her skin and because of her gender, not all the doctors believed her when she said it's more than just a cold. And when they finally believed her and they finally did the tests, they said the cancer was terminal and she died. And I miss her terribly and it makes me sad. But braiding my hair and growing it long this year also brings back all the memories I have of her. Now you might be wondering why is she dressed like this if she was a lawyer working for FEMA? Well, she was also a storyteller. and she would dress like this and she would go and tell Native American stories to children. And some of those children were me and my children. And so I love, love, love thinking about those stories and thinking about her. Do you ever have people in your life that when they're gone, it makes you sad, but when you think about them and the memories you have, it makes you happy? Yeah, that's completely normal. And there's nothing wrong with you if the sadness outweighs the happy. Or if one day you're not sad anymore, you're just happy. That's just how humans work. But one thing that helps me when I'm sad is I play music or I write songs to process. When I was your age, I didn't trust my trusted adults when they said I could talk to them about anything. For whatever reason, I believed it was best if I just tried my hardest to keep them happy, and I kept all of my sadness inside. The funny thing about little kids, though, that adults can tell a lot of the time. Not all the time. No. A lot of the times adults have no idea what's going on because your thoughts are just yours. No one can read your mind. So I want to encourage you to find a trusted adult. And I'm talking to you, adults, because you know we're all just wounded children trying to put the pieces back together. Find a trusted adult that you can talk to about the big scary things in your life, that you can talk to about the people you love that you've lost, because it's part of what makes being human so wonderful. It took me 42 years to realize I'm not on this planet alone. I can just be me, and you can just be you, and we can do that together. So this is a song a friend asked me to write. She said, I'm doing an art installation project. She's a wonderful, beautiful human. She's a teacher, but she's also a poet. She said, I wrote all these poems about heroes. And I was wondering if you could write a song about a hero. And she had all of her friends who are artists make artwork. And she put it on display in a gallery. And she shared all of her poetry. And this song was playing in the background. And it took me a long time to write it, because I thought about my heroes. And really, the thing that all my heroes have in common is that even when they were horribly hurt and sad and lonely, they got up the next day and they kept doing what they felt was right. So this is that song. I haven't played it in a long time, so I'm going to see if I can remember it. If I can't, we'll make the best of it. That's what you do in life. When it doesn't come out right, you just make the best of it. The hard rain falls, when the waters rise, when your walls come tumbling down, I will hear your call, I will dry your eyes, set your feet on solid ground, set your feet on solid ground. 'Cause we are bound, 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 bound for the promised land, bound for the promised land. Prisoner in your home, shackled by your shame, and you cannot bear the pain. You are not alone, child, I know your name, and have broken all your chains, and have broken all your chains. You are bound, 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 bound for the promised land, Walk on through your fear toward the risen sun, singing, Lord, thy will be done. There's no turning back with your heart and hands. Go make earth and heaven one. Go make earth and heaven one. 'Cause you are bound, 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 bound for the promised land, bound for the promised land. We are bound, 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 bound for the promised land, bound for the promised land. We are all bound for the promised land. That's the language that some of my other relatives used when they were enslaved in North Carolina. The imagery of the promised land wasn't just something from a religious text. It was a prayer, it was a belief that one day America would live up to its core principles, that everybody could pursue happiness. That's my hope for all of us. And I know I can never be happy by pretending that I'm not sad. I can never be happy by pretending that I don't miss my grandma. I can never be happy by pretending that I'm invincible and nothing hurts me. I'm starting to believe that it actually takes more strength to open yourself up to being hurt than it does to close yourself off. And it's my hope that each and every one of you remember that we're on this journey together. We are literally planting the seeds that will grow into the trees of life and liberty and freedom and justice and happiness for everyone. We are tilling the earth to make it into this heavenly reality. You and me and everybody else. When your heart breaks because you see sad things in the news, because you hear sad stories from your loved ones, that's proof that you're part of the team that's doing the work, that's one day gonna make this world the way it could be, the way it will be, so long as we don't stop. I'm not gonna stop. Why? Because look right here. So I can see you good. I'm not alone. I got all you awesome people with me. I love it. I love all you, and I'm so thankful. Bye for now.